Welcome to the Career Services webinar series. Today we are going to talk about interviewing, Know Your Strengths. During this webinar, I will discuss how to best prepare for your upcoming interview. What you do before an interview is critical to your success. The more you know before going into an interview, the better you can prepare. Here are some things you should know. What is the type or format of the interview? You may encounter several stages during the interview process, and here are the most common types. Phone interviews are typically 30 minutes or less and are often used for screening purposes. There are group interviews in which there are multiple applicants with one or more interviewers. These are often used to observe group behavior and when making numerous hires. There are panel interviews, which are fairly common, and these include one applicant, you, and multiple interviewers. They are used to engage the perspectives of multiple people who are impacted by the hiring. And then there are one-on-one interviews, in which there's one applicant and one interviewer. Next, you will want to think about who is interviewing you. When and where is your interview? How long will it last? What is the mission and vision of the organization? What current events and trends affect the organization? Who are the organization's key stakeholders or competitors? It is good to be prepared for several types of interview questions. There are traditional questions, behavioral questions, and then there are scenarios. Traditional questions are very straightforward questions in which the employer is looking to learn more about you and your experiences, skills, abilities, and interest in the position. Begin to think about and even write down how you might answer some of the following questions. Tell me about yourself. Why are you interested in the position or company? How are you qualified for this role? Why did you leave your last job? How would you describe your work style? Behavioral questions ask for specific examples of an experience or event that demonstrates your skills or qualities that directly relate to the position. For example, you may be asked to tell the interviewer about a time when you demonstrated leadership, encountered a difficult situation with a coworker, demonstrated initiative, or had to deal with conflict. Finally, you might be presented with a scenario question, case study, role play, or sample problem. With these types of questions, interviewers want to observe how you may solve a real-time problem. Oftentimes, these questions will directly relate to the position you are applying for. While you can't always anticipate exactly what questions will be asked during your interview, you can be prepared with what you want to share during the interview no matter what. Think about what key skills and experiences you want to share with your interviewer that relate to the position. Then think about specific examples that demonstrate those skills. A good way to organize your thoughts is by using the STAR method. The STAR method can help you frame your example in an effective way. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. When thinking about an experience you had in which you used a key skill, first explain what the situation was and set the stage for your story. Then explain what it was that you were trying to accomplish. What was the action that you specifically took in the situation? And finally, what was the outcome of your action? What were the results? Oftentimes when we are telling a story, we talk about what we did during the situation, but we fail to share the final step, the results of our action. So do not forget this piece. It's the most important. Okay, let's practice. Start by thinking about a situation that you feel proud to share with an employer. For example, I was part of a 3-person team that had to collect and test water samples at several locations around Seattle. Next, what was the task you were trying to accomplish? My task was to coordinate where samples should be collected. Then, what action did you specifically take to accomplish this task? I checked in with my team members to assess how much time they had in their schedules and if they had access to transportation, and planned out how we could get the widest range of samples. During this step of your story, you can also address any challenges you may have encountered. How did you overcome those challenges? Lastly, share what the results were of your action. Because of this, we received a good grade and our instructor praised our team for our wide range samples. Typically, at the end of the interviewer will ask you if you have any questions. It's good to be prepared with questions which express your interest in learning more about the position. Additionally, if there are any lingering questions that have not been answered, this is your chance to ask them. Some examples include, how do you promote professional development for the person in this position? How would you describe the work culture here? What does a typical day look like on the job? If I work hard and prove my value to the organization, where might I be in 5 years? How does this position contribute to the overall mission and values of the organization? The interview is over, so now what? Write a thank you note to each interviewer. Handwritten is preferable, and make sure you include specific details from your interaction to make it more memorable and meaningful for the recipient. During the interview, find out how long they expect it will be before they get back to you. If more time passes, a polite call or email is appropriate. Always be prepared to receive an offer. Make sure you ask for details of salary and benefits. After you get the offer, it is a good idea to ask for a few days to consider before deciding. It is very common to be nervous before an interview. The best way to combat nervousness is to prepare and practice. Research the company or organization and learn as much as you can. The more you know, the better you will feel. Practice answering the questions I provided a few slides back. Like I mentioned, write down your answers so you can organize your thoughts in a clear and direct way. Know your strengths and use them in the interview, like listening and asking good questions. Practice talking about key examples that relate to each skill in the job description. Have a friend ask you those questions and practice how you may answer them. If you practice your answers, it will be much easier for you to answer the questions without feeling on the spot. Another way to combat nervousness is to do something active before your interview. That way you are releasing nervous energy before your interview begins. Some additional ways to prepare include scheduling a mock interview with a career advisor in our office. You can go to our website and make an appointment. Pick out what you plan to wear the night before your interview and make sure it is clean and pressed. Also prepare ahead of time the things you want to bring to the interview, such as a pad folio, pens, copies of your resume, and a portfolio. Know how to get to the interview site and leave yourself enough time to get there so you are not late. Finally, make sure you get a good night's rest so you can enter your interview feeling well rested and have energy. I hope that this webinar has given you the tools to succeed in your interview. Please stop by Career Services and meet with an advisor to help prepare you for your interview. Career advisors are available on a drop-in basis, Monday through Friday, during specific drop-in times. Visit our website for our hours or to make an appointment. We hope to see you soon, and good luck.